And our top story today, back into the courtroom for Alex Murdaugh for the murder trial. Now this morning in Colleton County in the courthouse, prosecution began their case. And we want to take you back to something that happened just moments ago. Sergeant Daniel Greene from the Colleton County Sheriff's Department was called to the stand as the first witness. Prosecutor Creighton Waters played the jurors the entire body cam footage from the moment that he arrived at the crime scene at Moselle, where Maggie and Paul were found. For the first time in the courtroom, Alex Murdaugh showed emotion as Waters kept pausing that video, asking Greene step by step what he was doing on the scene. Waters began questioning a portion of the video where law enforcement wanted to look under Paul's body to see if there was a gun. During this part, Alex began agitated, rubbing his head. He was visibly crying in the courtroom.
What is that discussion about right there?
So the whole purpose for even trying to look up under him was to determine if there was an additional firearm on scene already, possibly under Paul. There was 300 blackout casings found near Maggie. They were trying to determine if there was possibly a 300 blackout rifle under Paul.
And were y'all concerned that there may be one under Paul?
We just trying to rule it out as a possibility.
And what was that possibility then?
That he could have shot Maggie.
And then did what?
Shot himself.
So you're looking to see if there's a gun underneath if he had shot himself and then fallen on top of it?
That's correct.
Well, no gun was in fact found under Paul's body. Now that was again just a moment ago from what was a long time on the stand for Sergeant Daniel Greene from Colleton County Sheriff's Department. But News 19 has a team of reporters at the courthouse today. Our Kaylin Hagwood has stepped out of the courtroom just to speak with us now for more. Kaylin, what did you see today inside?
Today, prosecutors began laying out their case against Alex Murdaugh in the alleged double murders of his wife and son. First to testify was Colleton County Detective Daniel Greene, who was the first to arrive at the crime scene. Body camera video showed graphic images of the two shot to death at what was described as a dog kennel on the family property. Murdaugh called 911 and can be heard asking the investigator if Paul and Maggie are alive, bringing up a deadly 2019 boat crash where his son Paul was alleged to have been involved.
Bad, check the pulses.
Yes, sir. This is the firearm you brought from inside the house?
Sir, yes, sir. I went and got, this is a long story. My son was in a boat wreck a few months back. He's been getting threats. Most stuff has been benign stuff we didn't take serious.
Okay.
You know, he's been getting like punched. I know that's what it is.
The defense has described Murdaugh as a loving father with no desire to kill his wife and son, and say prosecutors have little direct evidence to prove it. As the trial continues, we could hear from Murdaugh's ex-law colleagues and business associates in the days ahead. Reporting at the Colleton County Courthouse, Kaylin Hagwood, News 19, WLTX.
All right, thank you so much, Kaylin. We're going to get you back in the courtroom now. Now, the defense has just started, just now, a few moments ago, the cross-examination of Sergeant Greene. We'll get to that sound today when you join us for Friends at 5. But now let's move on to some of the things that the defense talked about yesterday. They said it was hard to believe that Alex committed these crimes. Here's what Murdaugh attorneys said during their opening statements.
To find Alex Murdaugh guilty of murdering his son, you're going to have to accept that within an hour of having a extraordinarily bonding, you can see it in the Snapchat, that he executes him in a brutal fashion. Not believable. Not believable.
Well, again, that's defense attorney Dick Harpootlian, who is now, as we speak, cross-examining Sergeant Greene, again from Colleton County. But legal experts from around the country are weighing in on the case and to what we're seeing in the courtroom. And with the prosecution underway, we had a chance to speak with a lawyer about what they saw in the courtroom and what they think so far of the proceedings. News 19 Sam Perez is live from just outside of the courthouse in Walterboro with a legal expert's opinions on the proceedings. Sam.
Yes, Andrea, I'm here in Colleton County, and Sergeant Greene is currently on the stand being cross-examined by the defense. Now, I spoke to an Orangeburg attorney, Sarah Ford, about what the order of witnesses might mean in this case and what the strategy could be.
Sometimes you want to set that scene, which it looks like the state is doing here, that here's the beginning of what happened at the incident. And then, of course, later in the trial, we'd anticipate that, additional witnesses would speak about things prior to that incident, but really setting the scene from the incident date on June 7th. So there's really no hard and fast rule. You have to evaluate your strongest witnesses, your strongest evidence, and how you want the jury to perceive that.
Ford tells me that sometimes the prosecution may choose their strongest witness to take the stand first. Other times, they might try a chronological approach to walk the jury through what happened in the order that it occurred. Now, Greene is the first witness on the list of about 255 people that could potentially be called to testify. Reporting live in Walterboro, Sam Perez, News 19 WLTX.
Very interesting. All right, thank you, Sam. And I think they are going for chronological in this case because Sergeant Greene was, in fact, the first person on the scene in Moselle that day where Maggie and Paul's bodies were found. But this is obviously a developing story. We have got you covered, though. News 19 has got a team of reporters down in Walterboro, and you can continue to watch on WLTX Plus, as well as our YouTube channel, as well as our website. And make sure you sign up for News 19 text alerts. We'll be pushing out the very latest.